So yeah, it's a 74 Honda Civic. Back in high school, I had a 74 Honda Civic that I inherited from my older brother, and I got it. It was beat up, and then basically I took it and did what I wanted to do with it, and then moved on from that. But I always wanted to do another 74 sedan with a trunk Civic. You get to this age in life, you have the opportunity and the means to be able to do it. It was time. So yeah, I right before the new year in 2024, went to a friend who's a Honda guy, told me about Ian, said, hey, this may be the guy that's going to fit the project for you. I called him up. He was automatically, instantly on board once he understood what it was going to be. And yeah, a year and 10 months later.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Here it is. Yeah, we're getting close. So a lot of the inspiration, we really wanted to stay true to Honda. Being period correct, like with the RS. We didn't want to do a Type R. 74, there was no Type Rs. It was the RS. That was the sport model. That's why it's an RS. I think the motor came in first. It's a K20A Type R.
Yeah, we had the motor before the car.
Yep.
Went through like 10 cars at least.
Yeah, at least.
Ads online.
Finding a 74 is tough, and then to find a trunk model is even tougher. Founded a guy actually named Zach, great guy. Actually went out and bought it in somewhere in San Diego. Ended up picking it up there and brought it out to Utah, where actually the shop is in Hurricane, Utah. It's spelt Hurricane, but we say it Hurricane in Utah. And started working on it at that point, and it was the body was a little rough, to say the least. It had been in an accident. It was a salvage
painted
title.
multiple times. Yep. Bodywork multiple times.
Yep. And then from there, basically from there, it was just stripped down. I'm trying to think what else we did at that point.
Yeah, we stripped it 100%, every nut and bolt, every single thing. And like it got into things like the hood. We needed to replace the hood, but the hood hinges on the hood that we bought were different. So we had to build our own hood hinges and crazy things. And the motor is 6 inches too wide to fit in the car. So we widened the car and reinforced it behind the fenders and had to build lower control arms and a whole cradle subframe underneath of it to hold the motor still in the car to make sure the car didn't just break in half.
So can you go over more details about the engine?
Sure. So yeah, it's a 2006. It's out of a Honda. I guess it's a Honda.
It's an RSX Type R motor.
RSX Type R, or a Honda, what do they call it? Integra Type R motor. Bought it from HM or H Motors Online is actually who we bought it from. It's pretty stock. It's got a different exhaust, actually a different header on it, hybrid racing, fuel rail, 1000 cc fuel injectors. Don't know what it is as far as horsepower goes, but if it's pretty stock, it's probably going to be running around 220. The original Honda Civic had 56, so we've got a little more power that we've got to be able to control. It should make 230,
I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, now what about the wheels and tires?
Yeah, so the wheels and tires are rotiform, two-piece welded, custom-made rotiform wheels. The model is a BKK. So I worked with them, and they actually did the Cerakote. It's a Cerakote finish in tungsten with a polished lip. And the original RS from 74 actually had beauty rims or beauty rings and black wheels. They're a 205 50-15s.
Thank you.
Brakes are a Willwood 11-inch rotors at all four corners, 4-piston rotor or 4-piston calipers. Plenty of stopping power for sure. The interior, so the whole project, the way we ended up working the project was basically I'd be the guy that would be chasing all the parts, doing the interior design,
the hard part.
Chasing the upholstery guys, working with the 3D printing guys to get it done. So it was a lot of work, but the hand-woven leather went through probably 7 different samples of the hand-woven leather. The seats are all leather. They're out of so the original seats were fabric, and they're out of a Accord Euro R CL7. And then we had to obviously change the floor because the original seats sat up a whole lot higher, and these are a whole lot bigger. So we had to lower the floor. Probably would have replaced the floor if we had done it, if we'd known what we were going to get into.
The steering wheel from the factory, the steering wheel is not centered on the driver's seat.
Yep.
So we centered the driver's seat to make it more of a driving car, more comfortable, and that entailed actually redoing the tunnel for the car, redoing the floor pans, all the structure underneath. And there's massive structure underneath the car to keep the seats where they're supposed to be and keep the car rigid.
So the dash, well, the shifter actually was done by a company called Rodak Garage. And that was a design that I came up with him to be able to work that. And then the center console is a 3D printed piece and then Cerakoted. The boot is out of a 911, the shift boot down there. Hybrid racing shifter, short shifter in there. The dash was actually done by Just Dashes, and that is the original dash, but they do amazing work. I mean, they make it look brand new. And the instrument pod actually has a 3D printed closeout panel that houses a Haltech IC7 display. And then obviously all the Haltech equipment is in the glove box.
Look at the
fuse
control arms and
box.
stuff. I had to build all new stuff
All
from
that
scratch.
is tucked away so you don't
The
see it.
motor's too
If you
wide
lift
to
up
fit.
the cigarette lighter there,
So I had to,
you'll see that's actually
that's
a
6
charger,
inches wider.
a charging port.
Yeah.
And then the push to start is out of a S2000. So we've stayed true to trying to do everything Honda as much as possible. The back is totally special. So a lot of 3D printed parts on the back. The tail lights are all 3D printed. They're LED now. No more incandescent lights. These were done by a company called Octune Craft, out of the same company actually that I worked with to do the upholstery, to design it. And then we actually did 3D printed. These used to be, in the old Civic, you'd have a reverse light hanging down below. So this now is the reverse light. This is your license plate light, and these are 3D printed as well. Plus, the old Civic is stuck out to about here, so we wanted a lower profile. Same footprint, so that's exactly the same. Wanted chrome on the car, so obviously there's some parts that came on the car that were chrome, but it had to be an RS. It couldn't be a Type R. Type R just didn't make sense for this period of car. The exhaust, it actually runs 2.5 inch all the way from the header, comes up and over the top of the suspension there, and then it exits through the nice little cutout for the exhaust. Didn't want it just hanging. We wanted to make it look finished, and that was the only way to do it. All the gray you see, that's all Cerakote, not powder coat, not painted. We use Cerakote, and Cerakote is a much thinner material, goes on super thin, so when you're holding tight tolerances, but you need the durability, this is the best way to do it. Yep, same thing. So the spoiler in the back and the spoiler in the front are both all metal. They're all metal fab, nothing fiberglass at all. Wanted it subtle, didn't want a big in-your-face spoiler, but I wanted a spoiler just to give a little nod to the newer age Civics as well. This is kind of new too, back here, the gas filler cap, you just push to open, but it's got the original new old stock gas cap on it. Yeah, I knew last year when I came to JCCS that this would be the show that I wanted to debut it at. The hard part is we weren't super far along in the build, so I asked these guys if they could do it, and they stepped up, and they've delivered a pretty amazing product, and couldn't be happier with Garage 6. Ian and Tom, guys have done a great job, so thanks.